There has been a lot of interest in the Gold Cunts and the Gold Suns.
Up the play!
I've been brainstorming some ideas for a proper intro for this channel. However, with the news of Bobby Hill still remaining out due to personal reasons, I think the Up the Pies intro or soundbite will remain up until the end of this year at least, and then I'll think about brainstorming or having a proper intro. Bobby Hill remains out. Lockie Schultz confirmed available. He will return against Gold Coast. Hopefully no more injuries for Lockie Schultz this year. Been snake bitten with injuries, hamstrings, concussions, anthrax, whatever you want to throw up there. Lockie Schultz has gone through it, but he's back. This is a rare Friday night game for the Gold Coast Suns. First time ever they're hosting Friday night game, standalone as well. I know this is the biggest game in Gold Coast history. It could be the biggest win in their history as well. This is just a straightforward game for Collingwood. That's about it in terms of the comparison there. Big club, little club, whatever you want to call it. But this is a big game in terms of the top 8 and also ladder positions for the remainder of the season. Big 3 weeks ahead for Gold Coast in terms of what they stand for. Again, Lockie Schultz will return. Bobby Hill remains out. Side bottom, Ed Allen, all deemed available. See how they go with their selection. Side bottom will definitely come back in. Ed Allen, not too sure there. Ash Johnson will return via the VFL. That's a Friday afternoon game against Gold Coast, so a doubleheader at People First Stadium. Gold Coast will have 2 inclusions, most likely Jared Witts in the ruck, and Sam Collins will likely return down back. He's much needed for the Gold Coast Suns, probably the biggest selection speculation out of this game. Collingwood's got some illness concerns. Darcy Moore and Josh Dacos both training fully on Wednesday. Nick Dacos will play, definitely, unless there's a major update with the illnesses and whatnot. Surely it's at least a couple of selections, and again, Schultz, side bottom, possibly Ed Allen, so that's 2 or 3 guaranteed selections. I don't think Charlie Dean will come in for this game. I know we're going to be undersized against Ben King, Jed Walter, and Ethan Reid, and also maybe someone like Jared Witts if he goes down forward. I don't think it's going to be too much of a concern. Mac Andrew could play that swingman role. I think we'll have the back line covered. For the Gold Coast Suns, they're number 1 for inside 50 entries, but they don't punish teams on the scoreboard as much when I'm looking at their stats. They don't lock it inside 50 a lot. The tackles inside, they're still 7th for tackles inside 50, but they're 1st for inside 50 entries. I'd expect a little bit more for their forward 50 pressure. And I would expect a little bit more for their goal efficiency and their shot efficiency as well. That's where Collingwood has the upper edge. But we are pretty much neck and neck in terms of points for, in terms of average. Again, Gold Coast have the game in hand. If they smash Essendon, they'll go above us there. Gold Coast 4th for points for on average. Pies 5th. Suns are 3rd, though, for contested possessions, 2nd for clearances, and 5th for tackles. So it's just a dominant midfield they've got at the moment. I'm looking at this. Gold Coast are what Carlton wishes to be right now. A dominant midfield trio, dominant forward line, key forward trio as well. In my opinion, one of, if not the best key defenders in the game in Sam Collins, and also a solid ruck in Jared Witts. And they've got supporting players as well, guys like Braden Fiorini, Sam Flanders, Bailey Humphrey up forward, Ben Long up forward, Bodie Hewlin down back, and also their little Dash brothers in Dan Rioli, John Noble, and Joel Jeffrey. Malcolm Roses has some pace up forward as well. Again, a lot of role players, and that's being a bit insulting to their players. They're very good. They're contributing, and it's the reason why Gold Coast are in the mix to make their first, I guess, finals push and also push for a premiership. They're in the mix. We're down to 9 teams. Gold Coast are in it. No surprise with Collingwood leading the overall head-to-head 11-4. This would be the 49th AFL game, or VFL AFL game, up in Queensland. 27 wins, 21 losses. 11 wins at Carrara, or People First Stadium, that is. 3 losses. We did lose there last year to Gold Coast by 11 points. Down by about 5 goals up until 3/4 time. Got the lead with 5 minutes to go, and we just blew 2 goals on quick transition, and also a few key moments missed in the game, or easy opportunities missed. But there was one stat I found. Now, I'm happy to be corrected on this, but I had a look at Gold Coast history, and they've never beaten a team on top of the AFL ladder at the time of facing them. And thanks a lot, Nate, because I've just jinxed this game. Congratulations, Gold Coast, for breaking that drought. They have beaten rating premiers or teams that go on to win the premiership. They've beaten teams in 2nd spot, but I'm pretty sure they've never beaten a team on top of the AFL ladder at the time of facing them. So history to be made for Gold Coast here. It'd be a big win for them. One thing that's annoyed me, though, with Gold Coast victories over us, it's always been a statement win. Every time they beat us, it's a statement win. This will not only be a statement win if Gold Coast beat us, but it's going to be catastrophic. It's going to be causing shockwaves around the league, around the world if Gold Coast can beat us. I guess we are due for a loss. If I'm looking at our remaining fixture, this probably ranks second in terms of how tough it's going to be in order to get the win. I still think Hawthorn off a 5-day break in round 22 is going to be our toughest challenge. Gold Coast here is second. Maybe Brisbane at the MCG or Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval third. Brisbane at the MCG fourth. Freo fifth at the MCG. That's next week. And then Melbourne and Richmond to round that out. But this is huge for Gold Coast. It's not a free swing for them per se, but they won't lose any friends if they lose a close one here. If they get smashed by 13 goals like 2023, then there's going to be question marks over them. Damien Hardwick said when he first came into Gold Coast that 80% of the premiership list is there, and he's not wrong. In fact, if anything, he was being generous. The majority of the premiership list is there. It's just a few key players to come in. Charlie Ballard, for example, second key defender. That's what they're missing. Probably be a little bit more efficient going forward with their ball use. That is something that Collingwood can exploit against Gold Coast here. But it's going to be very important for Collingwood and how they set up defensively. They're a run and dash side. They're not a kick mark type of team. They beat Essendon by 41 points last week. I was actually impressed with their final quarter. Very mature win. Gold Coast of previous seasons probably would have lost that game to Essendon, so very good to come out after three-quarter time and just run away with the game. And Essendon, they are young, they are injured, they ran out of legs, so understandable for Gold Coast to be mature about it. Very accurate kicking as well. Just with my keys to victory, a lot of trios to mention here. The first key to victory will be the midfield battle. They're a very good contested possession side and clearance side as well, and that's because of Noah Anderson, Matt Rowell and Tuke Miller. Jared Witt's returning in the ruck, going to be a battle for Darcy Cameron. Got our hands full. I'm not too sure how Gold Coast will be with the tag on Nick Dacos. I've heard Damien Hardwick mention tagging Nick Dacos in the final quarter. He said that after their win last year over us, so going to be interesting how Damien Hardwick goes about tagging Nick Dacos. It could be a team performance there with Noah Anderson, Matt Rowell and Tuke Miller all on him. Sam Flanders might play a role on him. Who knows? The second key to victory will be the forward 50 pressure. Now, thank goodness Lockie Schultz is deemed available. If he's 100%, we need his forward 50 pressure here. But it's all about stopping the run and dash game of Dan Rioli, John Noble and Joel Jeffrey. Should also be a good time as well to mention. John Noble, nice to meet you. Good to see you back. Suns also have their small forwards in Ben Long, Bailey Humphrey, Malcolm Roses, Ben Ainsworth in terms of their forward 50 pressure. Again, not known for locking it in, but this is a big game. Expect the unexpected from the Gold Coast Suns in terms of what they bring to the table in this game. Probably something that's unexpected. So I did just say expect the unexpected. So, yeah, just going on to the third key to victory then. The key forward trios. We've got the Triple M forward line in Myercheck, Membry and McStay. Gold Coast had their own key forward trio in Ben King, Jed Walter and Ethan Reid. Ben King, though, he's the goal kicker in this compared to our key forwards. Jed Walter, the youngster, he's the point of difference here. Ethan Reid, he kicked 3 goals against Essendon last week. Does he replicate this performance here? Not too sure, but our back line will be undermanned. Darcy Moore, he's got illness, but he should be playing this game. Jeremy Howe and Braden Maynard will likely have to play undersized. I don't think Charlie Dean gets called up for this sort of game, but if Charlie Dean is still called up, though, we are still undermanned here. And also important as well to control the Suns' small forwards in Ben Long, Bailey Humphrey, Malcolm Roses and Ben Ainsworth. Now, we've got Isaac Quaynor, Braden Maynard, Harry Perryman and also Dan Houston to control that. And the final key to victory, just an interesting one, is turning People's First Stadium into our own stadium for crowd support. I remember the 2023 victory over them. The crowd support for us was just wild. Even last year's game as well, just the ongoing support. I guarantee there'll be more Collingwood supporters compared to Gold Coast supporters. This is a big game for Gold Coast, though. It is a school holiday, and it's also a sellout game, so expect 25,000 plus for this game. There won't be a standalone VFL report. I'll have that in the round 18 review. There won't be a combined 2-in-1 video or anything like that. I will make mention of the VFL depending on how our depth performs and if we win the game. And if there's any injury concerns in the VFL or AFL, that is, then I'll make mention of that and also future selections, that is. And the VFLW, again, 3 games to go. Collingwood taking on the Casey Demons Saturday morning at Victoria Park. Must-win game for Collingwood to cement finals and also get back on the winners list. Casey Demons, they're on a 2-game win streak, but hopefully get back on the winners list and hopefully get 3 wins. But just like last week, 2 out of 3 wouldn't be too bad for Collingwood victories. But that'll be all for this round 18 preview of Collingwood v Gold Coast. As mentioned in my video last night, I'll be on the Black and White United show next Tuesday. That's Tuesday, 15th of July, 8:30 p.m. So make sure you check it out. But that'll be all for this video. Give it a like, share it, comment, recommend it, do whatever you want to do. Hoping you guys have had a good week so far. Be well, stay safe, and Magpies out.